Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. The latest from Audible Theatre is Pulitzer Prize finalist Rebecca Gilman's new play, Swing State, directed by Robert Falls. And we're here on opening night at Audible's Minetta Lane to catch up with the company. So when you first read the play, what were your initial reactions?
Oh, I was just overwhelmed, it was a play. When I first read the play, we were still in the midst of the pandemic. So it was like the end of 2020. And she was obviously writing this play from a very personal place, thinking about things in a very deep way. And it just sort of, as all her work does, it just blew me away. What's remarkable is she wrote it for the three leading ladies in this production. She had worked with them, she knew their voices, so she was writing it for them. And then the brilliant Bubba Weiler kind of came into the cast.
Tell me how this all came about, this play. How did you come about to write it?
Well, I didn't want to write any more plays because the pandemic was happening and I was depressed like everybody else. But Robert Falls at the Goodman really pushed me to write something. He said he really wanted me to write something for his final season as artistic director. And I said, I'll write something if you direct it and Mary Beth Fisher can star in it. So I wrote the part for Mary Beth. And I just wrote about the world around me, basically, which is Wisconsin and the things I love in Wisconsin. I wanted to be realistic about what we had gone through, but I also wanted to offer people some hope and some reason to move forward and to say that we don't have to give up in these incredibly difficult times, that we can still work to save the things that we love.
It is opening night. How do you feel tonight?
It's been a long road getting here, and we're so committed to Rebecca's beautiful play and the message of Rebecca's beautiful play about taking care of our environment and about taking care of our hearts in times of great stress. And it's very meaningful to bring it to an audience and to bring it to a new audience. For us, we had a Midwestern audience for a play that takes place in the Midwest. And to come to New York, we weren't sure how an urban audience would receive the play. And obviously, it's a play about real people who we all recognize and we all know. And New Yorkers have so completely and thoroughly embraced it that it's been really meaningful and profoundly beautiful for all of us.
These are my favorite actors in the world. I love them so much. They are so present. They're the best listeners I've ever worked with. And they're all just so easy and wonderful to be around. I grew up in Chicago, and I grew up watching Mary Beth Fisher and Kirsten Fitzgerald on stage and like everything. So it was really exciting for me to learn that I was going to get to actually be on stage with them. They've been idols of mine for a long time. So.
I play Danny, who is a new deputy sheriff on the working in rural Wisconsin, and she's a very eager but early learner as far as being a cop goes. So she's inquisitive and also a really great listener.
One of the things I love about Sheriff Chris is that she is confident. She is very sure of herself when she knows she's doing the right thing walking in. But she will listen.
Yeah.
So she's not completely blinded by her confidence.
Yeah.
I think. So that practicality is something that is I don't know if it's foreign to me, but I operate a little bit more emotionally, like as a person in my real life.
Yeah.
So being able to play with that super practicality of this is the way it goes. These are the rules. Yeah. People who are fuck-ups are always fuck-ups, and people who are good are always good. Has been a really fun to walk through.
Peg is, in my opinion, hilarious, even though she's, she's obviously suffering in grief and loss. But I think that Peg also, what's great about playing her is that in a way, I sort of feel like a crucible. She's like, when I'm out there, I am receiving all of this unprocessed grief and loss that people in the audience have felt over the last several years, in particular in this country, but also in their own hearts, at any given moment in their lives. And they funnel it through and into Peg while I'm on stage. And it's kind of, again, another honor to receive it and have the ability and the centeredness to be able to hold it for them and allow it to be reflected back to people.
My favorite thing about Ryan is that the way that Rebecca has written him, he sort of reveals himself in layers to the audience, right? Like he has this guard up at the beginning because of his circumstances and his past and the world that sort of like sheds away scene by scene. And I hope by the end of the play, the audience has sort of like changed their mind about him. Yeah.
And now what will happen with the play because of Audible being a part of their whole umbrella?
No, it was extraordinary that Audible read the play, they were aware of the play, and very quickly, a year ago after it opened, they said they wanted to do it, they wanted to record it, they wanted to get it to the millions of listeners around the world. And they have been extraordinary in giving us this full commitment for a full production here, supporting us, kind of creating this whole new way of working. You get to do the production, and then you get to record it, and then you get it into the rest of the world. And it's been a fantastic experience working with them as well.